for Orsilon Racing's own Theo Salamao. Alexander Vanchev won his pre-final. He'll start on the outside of row 1, and then the runner-ups in the pre-finals, Max Cristea and Augustus Toniolo on row 2.
Yeah, really good look at the drivers and juniors that we're going to be seeing, I think, battling throughout the season.
18 laps for Orsilon Racing KA Junior on the inside in the green and white. Theo Salamao leads his first career U.S. National to green, and we've got it. Racing to turn number 1. Big jump to the inside for the first few rows, and we've got a little contact further back. One driver look, oh no! Up and into the air. We're going to collect a few more. Tristan Murphy was involved. Edward Kennedy, I think, might have been the energy that was slowing there, involved as well. It was one of the energy drivers that just seemed to be bogged down behind another car, and then all kind of spun out there.
Yeah, anytime you have a driver that has that trouble, stalled or slowed or something's happened, everybody else, of course, fully on the throttle, still trying to jump on top of them. So that's why you get those kind of chain reaction incidents. We saw that coming out of 1 over into turn number 2. There's more than one kart that wasn't at full speed coming through. You had a couple carts climbing over. Otherwise, we're clean and green through, getting things underway. The 8:15, Salamao out front as your leader to start the run down into 11, 12, and 13.
Following Max Weiland, who's up, I believe, 1 or 2 spots from the start. Up 1 as well is the kid in second, Max Cristea on the J. Howard Driver Development Kart Republic. Rolls right behind Salamao, and JHTD with a flurry of wins yesterday. Max would like to add his name to the list, but he's going to have to deal with Alexander Vanchev, who wants that spot back already. Back to P2 for the P2 starter.
Again, Vanchev told Alex earlier today they was trying to limit the errors he would make on the racetrack. He's been very good all day long. Didn't get the jump maybe that he wanted at the start, but he's methodically worked his way up into second. Wait for that kart to come in. He's going to get run through here as well from Augustus Toniolo, his teammate. Here's a replay of the start. Xander, let's have a look what happened as they roll through turn number 1.
Yeah, starts obviously there with right about here kind of getting tagged wide. I don't know who in the 845 was slow to roll, and then as Kennedy tries to avoid them, he comes down and collects one of the LN carts. That's the 884, and then Murphy with nowhere to go on the outside of that. So
Talon Laney, the 884, Xander.
So Talon Laney on the Brandon Jarsakrak racing entry was the driver that ends up and spun around, and the 845, who was a bit slow off the gun.
Felipe Benito.
There you go. Felipe Benito, just not sure what would have bogged that motor down out of turn 1, but we got more problems. Sebastian Venegas into the wall in turns 1 and 2. The Orsilon driver crossed the line inside the top, well, he was inside the top 20, 23rd at the end of the second lap and into the wall there. And we've also had some changes up front. Check it out. Toniolo by his teammate Vanchev for second. So Vanchev now into the clutches of Cristea, and lurking there is the lime green TB at Travis Pettit at the end of your main pack, with Tyrone Kemper Jr. leading the next group in 6th.
Opening laps, drivers, of course, finding the most they can, getting super aggressive. Any opening, you're trying to dive for it and get the best you can moving forward. Otherwise, drivers settling in nicely. Travis Pettit there at the end of the front-running quintet. A bit of a gap back to Tyrone Kemper Jr., who now runs in that 6th position. When he comes across, I'll give you the gap. Yeah, Pettit back to Kemper, just over a full second. That's the gap they have there. Kemper, of course, leading the next group with Weiland, Truchot, Jensen, Woon. Big movers right now. Weiland up 5, as was Nico Katowski. He started 21st. Katowski already up into the 16th spot. And then further back, Santiago Duran, who started 28th. Xander, he's already into the top 20.
Santiago Duran yesterday had another come-from-behind drive as well, but sadly it ended in tears as he was cracking the top 15, kind of got collected in the last turn and went off and into the fence. So hopefully today ends a little better for the Houston, Texas-based driver. That group there you just witnessed, 6th on back from Tyrone Kemper Jr., is a mad frenzy, but they're not out of reach from the leaders yet. If they can stay calm and smart for now, which again is a tall order for these young kids who are so eager to go and fight for every spot at every corner, they'll be able to stay within shouting distance of this group of 5 that we know are about to fight. And well, they're fighting right now. Toniolo to the lead. Vanchev wanted to follow, couldn't, and just like that, Salamao goes right back through in 6th. Toniolo with an over-under will complete it. Here comes Vanchev now for 2nd. Cristea to 3rd.
Yeah, I think that Salamao dropped the wheel coming out of turn number 6 and really kind of got checked up. That's why you've seen these drivers in Toniolo and Vanchev getting by. Just a minor miscue there for Salamao to drop some time. He'll end up slotting back. You see the drivers digging further behind him. Cristea, Pettit, all trying to work their way up here now.
Yeah, so Pettit got around Salameo there in turn 10, and he's now gotten away a little bit, but that's great news for this midfield scrum here in the top 10. Big move from Drew Jensen to the inside on Kemper. The Nash Motorsports machine picks up another spot. P8 for Drew in the 858. Behind Kemper, then he's got his teammate now, at least some familiar territory or friendly company in Ashton Woon on his junior debut weekend there. Top 10 for the 895 right now of this 60-plus driver field.
Yeah, I'm going to say a pretty solid run so far for Ashton Woon. Top 10 in the debut, coming out of that mini Swift category. Not too bad at all. Tony Olo up front with Vanchev. Right there, Max Cristea. We may have a bit of a three-driver breakaway right now if they decide to work together. Travis Pettit trying to stay with him, but there you have it right there. There's the three-driver breakaway, a couple of RPG drivers in the JHGD Kart Republic for Max Cristea. Right behind them, though, is Travis Pettit. He's digging in to try to see if he can't stay with them. He doesn't have that big of a gap over Salameo, although he was able to get by. Remember, just a couple laps ago, Salameo was actually the leader of the race. Now back into P5.
You know, when you move up a class, you kind of have a few different ways your season could go. For Max Cristea last year, it wasn't a totally disappointing year in the form of never having the speed or ability to run up front. And it wasn't a dominant year either. It was a year of a lot of heartbreak, a lot of close calls, and one miscue on the weekend would just send him out of contention for the race win. He still was able to come away with a good few finishes, but for a year with a lot of potential, almost every time they closed out practice day, he didn't have nearly the hardware to show for it. And it was kind of the same story I felt like when I'd run into him and his dad about, oh man, if we could just get some luck, if we could just get this weekend to go right. And even yesterday as well, struggled a bit to get all that into place. But today, third right now in a safe spot, and it looks like it's gonna get safer because, well, they are fighting hard for fifth. Our pole sitter, Salamao, was under pressure, and now he's got Sandro Truccio with dirt on the tires, who's having a tiptoe. Kemper's in the middle of that. Woon, Savage, or no, sorry, De Alencar and Calderon.
Yeah, this is getting pretty hectic outside the top 5 right now. Big move to the inside there again. Tyrone Kemper Jr. back up to their spot, kind of threw a little bit of a slider in there to try to hold the spot. Weiland trying to pull away as well with Drew Jensen.
Big move there for the 870 of Victor De Alencar. Threw his hand up to Ashton Woon. I think he kind of meant to apologize there as he got in the back of him a little bit, but now they've at least gotten themselves sorted. Woon right back to him, and behind these two, I mean, it's even scarier there in the mid-teens.
Calderon, Jaramillo, Halfin, Santi and Samet, Duran, fastest driver on the racetrack, up 11. Santiago Duran from 28th to 17th, 56.317. 3/10 quicker than the leader for Santiago Duran.
And he's still going here. Check it out as they all continue to go high, wide, inside, outside. That's Duran in the middle in the blue and red OTK. So there's your leaders going by here as we approach the halfway mark. Santiago Duran now on the bumper of Marco Samet. How many spots is he up? Well, he's going to be into the top 20, 18th across the line that time by.
Wow, what an impressive drive so far, working his way up. He's plus 10. He's kind of forward and backwards here right now, trying to get Samet, Katowski, Calderon. Just needs to keep picking his way forward.
Another move there on the inside. Jaramillo there on one of the Orsolon Tony cards we just caught. That was going to be on Santian. So Martin Jaramillo for 13th. Here's edge of the top 20 with Duran.
The interesting thing, Xander, is they see him and they don't realize he's the fastest guy on the racetrack. Like, they're just battling for position right now. Had they known he was the quickest driver on track, maybe they'd try to hook up with him a little bit. He's going to have to really take his time working his way forward if he wants to get to the front of this group here right now, because at this point, he's passing, he's getting past. He was 18th, he was 17th. He's got to keep moving forward every time, leveraging the fact that he's got a great race car.
Well, they've, I think, got it at least good enough for now to get this pack starting to spread apart again, because 13th right there, Valentino Santi and Alessandro Truccio actually, Jaramillo in 12th. They've gotten lined up single file now, and they're not necessarily all on the white line, so that could spread them out and maybe close. Oh no! Alexander Vanchev's got an issue. Alexander Vanchev, hand in the air as he went around in one of the weirdest moments there. It almost looked like he was signaled that he broke and then got spun.
Yeah, that was really weird. Hopefully we'll be able to get a replay of that because that was a wild one there for Vanchev. Remember, that's from second. He was P2 at the time, being spun around there. Not quite sure what that was for Santia, or rather for Vanchev. Remember, he said he did not want to make a mistake. Was it his mistake? Did he get hit from behind? We'll have another look at it here.
Yeah, looking back. Oh, he hit the barrier so hard it ripped his hand off the steering wheel. Look at this. Boom.
Wow. Just trying to be so precise, clipping that corner coming through, that kink of turn number 8 over to turn number 9, got too close to the left side, got that barrier, and like you've seen in an IndyCar or a NASCAR, when you hit the wall, you got to get your hands off the wheel. The minute he hit, it just jerked the hand out of the wheel. At that point, he's a passenger around the cart went with the contact on the left front. I'm hoping his hand's okay because that was a hard hit coming through. That very even light contact, again, through to the steering wheel was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, no doubt. Hopefully Alexander Vanchev's all good. I mean, he's still driving right now, muscling on, soldiering on. Last time by across the timing loop, he was still only 11.
Yep.
Not bad at all. Now, we're watching this group here. This is Max Weiland at the front of this trio. He's 5th. Drew Jensen in the middle in 6th. Tyrone Kemper Jr. on the SCR Red Speed in 7th. They have 7 laps remaining at the moment, and they are 4 seconds away from the lead, with, unfortunately, no longer a lead group to kind of bank on a battle. So this group here, they need something. They need some magic out of the Kart Republic of Max Cristea, 6/10 back from Augustus Toniolo.
Just an update on Santiago Duran. Going in the wrong direction, honestly, was a big story there for the first half of the race, all the way up to 18th. He's fallen all the way down now into the 26th position. 56.3 was his fastest lap. He's did a 58.8. Something happened to Duran there on that last lap to lose a bunch of ground all the way back in 26. So that march potentially up into the top 10 for Duran seems to be derailed now. 11 laps down, 12 when they get back around. 6 laps remaining here for Augustus Toniolo. When he gets back to the stripe, a 6/10 of a second lead.
Look at the steering wheel here on Alexander Vanchev. When he comes down the straightaway, his hands are obviously off about probably 10 degrees, maybe 15 from the bent front end damage. He's trying to muscle his way to the end of this one. Heavily bent front end assembly now for the 866. Just trying to salvage points here. It's probably going to end up being a drop round for him. It's a move right behind. That's going to be one of the HRI Mexico drivers going at it with Nico Katowski.
Yep.
Remember, Nico didn't even get to make it into the A final yesterday. He's having a solid run inside the top half of the field. As we check back in further forward, that was Ashton Woon trailing Victor De Alencar. A couple rookies, 8th and 9th. De Alencar, I believe, maybe on 2nd season of junior for him. Rookie for Ashton Woon inside the top 10. And we got another one off. The 872's around.
Arthur Barbe.
So he's off to the side as we check in with Vanchev here through the chicane. So it takes him out of contention, and the pressure again shifts to Max Cristea. But I think even more importantly, Theo Salamao was half a second better than the leader last time by. 56.473 for the off-pole kid. He got by Travis Pettit to get to 3rd. We saw one heck of a come-from-behind victory, Rob, in KA Senior yesterday. Can the Orsolone driver on the pole for the main and having a great pre-final, great quality effort, will himself back to the front?
5 laps to go for Theo Salamao. Can he, as Xander said, reel first in Max Cristea, then Augustus Toniolo? There is the lead 4 drivers right there. Toniolo, Cristea, Salamao, and Travis Pettit. Big gap back, 2.2 to Max Weiland, Tyrone Kemper, and the rest of the chase pack. The front-running 4 drivers in the battle here right now. Cristea digging in to try to see if he can't get back up to Toniolo. He was faster by over 1/10 of a second last time by. We've got some contact there. Driver potentially going over, coming out of what, turn number, I think, 3 and 4.
Yeah, so pass in 5, yellows in 3. Think we should be good there for Salamao as he takes over 2nd. And they're checking out the driver that's gone up and over in the chicane here. Must have been one a little bit further back from the leaders, because that was pretty quick when they got there. They quickly got the cart off the driver. Looked like it was a flip, but we stay green until the driver elects that they may need extra attention. And there's the red.
We're going red.
The red flag from Aaron Likens, and I think this could call it past the halfway mark.
I would agree with you right now. Essentially, if they came back to start finish here right now with the red, that would be lap 15 in the books
Yeah, but they'll go back 1 lap prior.
To 14, yep.
Which is good news for Max Cristea. He'll get second back. And if we don't go green, it will call the main, which again, the race is official. It's past halfway.
Over. So there's a possibility that maybe this isn't as bad as we potentially thought. So we've been told potentially they're going to call this or not.
Yeah, obviously they want to keep the kids cool here, and at the same time make sure that nobody is messing with the go-karts and their bumpers at all. No adjustments allowed. You see Travis Pettit standing by. He's hoping they keep racing. The signal from the Skusa officials, we're going back racing. Indeed, Rob, we still have time on the table, so, oh no, not going back racing, sorry, my mistake. I thought the cue there,
looked
single
like
file,
yeah,
was that we were letting them know about a restart, but no, indeed. This will be it. They're gonna send them into the pit lane, race over, and we're gonna see a good bit of sportsmanship here between the two SCR Red Speeds that will be helping each other get back around. So that's going to put the results to what you see on your screen. Augustus Toniolo, a bit of a rainy day parade here as the race gets called a couple laps short. But to his credit, he did earn that one, got to the lead at the right point. Maybe got a bit of help by the Saved by the Bell moment here, because Theo Selamau was moving at the end of that race there, Rob.
Yeah, he was definitely closing up. Would have had to get by Max Cristea first, and he did actually on that lap, I believe. They did go red, so Selamau potentially could have reeled him in. Didn't happen this time, though, but it'll be Toniolo, Cristea, and Selamau, your top three. Pettit and